The ratings are in for this week's edition of AEW Dynamite on TBS. Penta Al Zero is gone from AEW after his contract expired and his profile was removed from the company's roster page. Jesse the Body Ventura is returning to the broadcast booth for Saturday night's main event. We've got an injury update on Jade Cargill in WWE as well as Hologram in AEW. Matt Cardona's Ring of Honor World Championship match against Chris Jericho is confirmed for Final Battle. Changes to Raw once it moves over to Netflix have now been confirmed. Pat McAfee, he'll be returning to the broadcast booth with Michael Cole on Netflix for Monday Night Raw. Several legends could be set to appear at Saturday night's main event. Finn Balor reportedly is set for a major singles push in 2025. Plus, Taz gives an update after his knee replacement surgery. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin with All Elite Wrestling's AEW Dynamite episode this past Wednesday. On Wednesday night's episode of Dynamite averaged 586,000 viewers on TBS, which is up over 9% from last week's Thanksgiving Eve episode. Despite this increase, this is still the fifth lowest viewership in Dynamite's history for a Wednesday night airing. 3 of the 5 least viewed episodes have come in the past 5 weeks, showing the decline for viewership and ratings for Dynamite's flagship show. Dynamite drew a 0.17 rating in the 18 to 49 demo. That's up over 13% from last week, but it's the second lowest rating the show has done on a Wednesday night in its history. WrestleNomics reports that Dynamite ranked approximately 7th on cable on Wednesday, trailing a pair of college basketball games on ESPN, Fox News programming, and The Challenge on MTV. Now, in terms of the quarter-hour ratings, these come courtesy of WrestleNomics. Shout out to them, and be sure to subscribe to their Patreon service. As you can see, as per usual, a strong lead-in from The Big Bang Theory was not enough to stop the slide. There was a little bit of a rise in sort of the middle of the show, but once again, the trend, as you can see, is that the show significantly trailed off. Now, as compared to the same week in 2023, Dynamite's overall viewership was down over 28%, while its 18 to 49 rating was down 32%. What are your thoughts on the ratings? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments section below. Now, Penta Al Zero, he had said that his present was with AEW, but now it is his past. The departure of Penta Al Zero seemingly has been made official. After a few months of speculation, Penta Al Zero is now gone from All Elite Wrestling. Penta has been removed from the AEW roster page, while his brother, Rey Fenix, remains. Fightful have reported that Penta's contract expired at the beginning of this month, and he became a free agent. As also noted by Fightful and previous reports over the past couple of months, Fenix would not be departing AEW with Penta due to the length of injury time added onto Fenix's contract. That time will see him remain with AEW well into 2025, even though reportedly there are no plans to use him. There was talk of the duo joining WWE, but there have been no new updates on that since Penta's departure. Now, a bit of breaking news at the time of recording this video. As I was setting this up, it has now been confirmed by WWE. They have released a short statement in the last couple of seconds on their official X account confirming the return of WWE Hall of Famer Jesse the Body Ventura to commentary for a show that he certainly helped made very famous in the 1980s. They released the following statement saying, quote, "Breaking, Jesse Ventura makes his return to the broadcast announce table for Saturday night's main event on December 14th live at 8/7 Central on NBC as first revealed on the Bill Simmons podcast." So Jesse Ventura, of course, he returned to WWE earlier this year, signed a Legends contract with the organization. Many had expected him to be involved somehow with Saturday night's main event, and now we know in what capacity. It will be the same capacity that he had in the 1980s when he was behind the mic alongside the likes of Vince McMahon and others doing commentary, and the Body will be back in the broadcast booth. Now, Jade Cargill, bit of an injury update on her. Jade Cargill's status gains a little bit, but not a lot of clarity. Now, Jade Cargill was written off WWE television recently with a mystery attacker angle. Fightful was immediately told by WWE sources they were informed that it was due to a legitimate injury. Since then, conflicting information has emerged from various outlets, ranging from her not being injured at all or being out for several months, a backstage political issue, lots of different confusing information out there. Now, Fightful Select say they don't have information on a timetable regarding Jade Cargill's return, but internally she was on the list of injured talent, so the injury list. Those that Fightful have spoken to say that she claims she's injured, but Fightful say they've not heard specifics on what the actual injury is. Speaking of injuries, another injury here, this time in AEW. Upon debuting in July, AEW luchador Hologram, who bore many striking similarities to former AAA luchador Aramis, took the wrestling world by storm, racking up an impressive winning streak on AEW Collision and AEW Dynamite. But after picking up the biggest victory of his career against the Beast Mortos at AEW Wrestle Dream, Hologram vanished, reportedly due to an injury he suffered at Wrestle Dream that would keep him out at least past Full Gear. Unfortunately, it appears we may have to wait a little bit longer than originally thought. On Thursday, Fightful Select confirmed previous reports from Lucha Blog that Hologram was out with an ankle injury. They also provided some more details, with those in AEW believing the injury to be pretty serious and that there was no current timetable set for his return. The timing couldn't be worse for Hologram and AEW, as the luchador wasn't only in the middle of a push but was expected to be featured even more following AEW's recent television deal with Fox Sports Mexico. Signed in October, the deal is set to kick off in early 2025, around the same time as AEW's extension with WBD, and it appears he will not be featured at first, leaving fellow AEW luchadors Rush, Mortos, and the returning Bandito to pick up the slack. Hologram's injury may have also put a halt to plans regarding the luchador's first big program in AEW, aside from his winning streak. In September, AEW filed to trademark the name El Clon, Spanish for the clone, leading to speculation that AEW would be introducing another luchador as Hologram's rival. No further news has emerged regarding El Clon since that initial report. Now, it has now been confirmed what the main event will be for Final Battle. We already kind of knew this from the spoilers the other day, but Chris Jericho will defend the Ring of Honor World Championship against an unlikely challenger at Final Battle. Jericho appeared in the TV Time segment on Thursday night's edition of Ring of Honor Television. The Ring of Honor World Champion noted he wanted to face someone from New York City at Final Battle, and after mentioning Tony Soprano and Frank Sinatra, Jericho was actually interrupted by Matt Cardona. Jericho referred to Cardona as Zack, calling back to Cardona's time in WWE as Zack Ryder. It was made official following the segment that it will be Chris Jericho versus Matt Cardona for the Ring of Honor World Championship at Final Battle. Thursday night was Matt Cardona's first appearance in Ring of Honor. Jericho is a two-time Ring of Honor World Champion, having regained the belt in a ladder war against Mark Briscoe on the October 23rd edition of AEW Dynamite. Of course, Ring of Honor Final Battle will emanate from New York City's Hammerstein Ballroom on Friday, December 20th. Now, some more details here when it comes to Raw on Netflix. One being a bit of a major change when it comes to how live the program will be, regardless of where it's being broadcast from. On January 6th, WWE will undergo a big change as its flagship program of Monday Night Raw moves away from cable television and onto the Netflix streaming service. According to a new report, Raw will soon experience another change as well, one that specifically relates to the broadcast itself. Per PW Insider, Raw will broadcast live on Netflix no matter where the taping emanates from. In the past, Raw tapings that originated outside of North America still aired in the usual 8 p.m. Eastern time slot in the United States, though on a tape delay due to the different time zones. Beginning in January 2025, however, that will no longer be the case, as WWE's Red Brand reportedly plans to stream on Netflix in real time, with the video on demand being made available as soon as possible after the show goes off the air. As such, when Raw heads to Europe for episodes in Brussels, Glasgow, and London in March 2025, viewers in the United States can watch it live in the afternoon or on video on demand shortly thereafter. When it comes to the length of Raw starting in 2025, recent reports indicated that its runtime wouldn't likely be set to a traditional 3-hour or currently temporary 2-hour format, but was rather flexible. As of now, though, WWE has yet to confirm this. WWE Raw's premiere will emanate from the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. 16-time world champion John Cena and former undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns already confirmed themselves to be there. Elsewhere, the likes of Cody Rhodes and Bianca Belair will be there too. Speaking of which, Pat McAfee will also be there too. In August, Pat McAfee announced he'd temporarily be stepping away from the Raw commentary desk as he'd be resuming his broadcasting duties with ESPN's College Game Day. At a media event this week, WWE Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque via USA Today confirmed that McAfee's full-time return to the WWE commentary team was imminent, specifically when the company moves its flagship show of Raw to Netflix next month. Furthermore, Levesque noted that McAfee would reunite with his usual broadcast colleague, Michael Cole. McAfee has since commented on his upcoming return to the Raw lineup on X, writing, quote, "An absolute honor to be asked back, a childhood dream realized every single time I'm lucky enough to be in an arena with the WWE Universe. Can't wait to be talking into a microphone next to Michael Cole again. He's the GOAT. I'm excited to tell the worldwide audience on Netflix how great the WWE superstars are and how big of scumbags some of them are too. Let's go." Now, currently, the Raw commentary team consists of Wade Barrett and Joe Tessitore, the latter of whom signed with WWE over the summer. Meanwhile, Cole and Corey Graves call the action on SmackDown. As of now, there's no word on how McAfee's resurgence will affect the commentary lineups in 2025, other than Cole moving back to WWE's Red brand. Now, we spoke about Saturday night's main event earlier on. We spoke about Jesse the Body Ventura. He might not be the only legend to participate in the upcoming special. In a report from WrestleVotes Radio, it was said that there is an internal idea to pay homage to the first ever episode of Saturday night's main event, which occurred at the same arena on Long Island in New York nearly 40 years ago. WrestleVotes Radio noted, quote, specifically, we're hearing those names could include former WWF Women's Champion Wendy Richter, who defeated the Fabulous Moolah that night, along with bringing in the two participants from the WWF Championship match that evening, which saw the immortal Hulk Hogan defeat Cowboy Bob Orton. It's worth noting that Jimmy Hart is already booked for the show, as was reported elsewhere, which could indeed signal that the Hulkster isn't that far behind. We're hearing that WWE has discussed calling in specific legends, not just the same old names. And of course, now we know Jesse the Body Ventura will also be at that show. Finn Balor reportedly could be set for a big singles push next year. Time is a funny thing. Sometimes it feels like it moves very slow, sometimes it goes very quickly. This applies to the WWE tenure of Finn Balor, who this month is celebrating the 10-year anniversary of his WWE debut. And while it's been a good 10 years, with at least several more years to go in his WWE run, Balor may have even better times awaiting him in the future. On X Thursday afternoon, WrestleVotes reported that Balor has, quote, solidified himself as a true locker room leader over the past year or so in WWE, a fitting accomplishment for a 10-year veteran in the promotion. That's not all, though, as the expectation is that Balor will be receiving, quote, a sustained singles push in the promotion throughout 2025. And one could argue that Balor has often found himself in the middle of a sustained push during his tenure. The Irish star has been a constant on WWE television, save for a handful of months from mid-2016 to early 2017, and he's almost won every championship available to him, including becoming the first ever WWE Universal Champion. However, one could also argue that while Balor has been featured prominently, he has lacked a consistent main event push since winning the Universal title, which he was forced to immediately vacate due to an injury. That may be changing even before 2025, however, as Balor is set to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship at Saturday night's main event next weekend, when he'll be taking on Gunther. The match comes after Gunther was attacked by Balor on Raw just days after he cost his former Judgment Day teammate Damian Priest a chance to regain the title at Survivor Series, continuing the ongoing feud between Balor and Priest. And finally, a health update on AEW commentator Taz. AEW commentator Taz has shared an update on his recovery following knee replacement surgery. The human suplex machine took to X to acknowledge the fan support he's received during his sabbatical and share details on how his rehabilitation is going. He said, quote, I know a lot of you asked and have sent me good wishes in my rehabilitation of my knee. Just a quick update, it's going really well. I've been training really hard at PT and my knee is healing / getting strong rapidly. Now, Taz has been taking time away from AEW while he heals. Back in May, Taz said he met an orthopedic surgeon who recommended going under the knife to address the myriad of injuries occurred from his day as an active wrestler. In traditional wrestling fashion, however, his absence was turned into an angle. AEW announced that Taz was attacked in the parking lot before the October 2nd AEW Dynamite hit the airwaves. His son Hook vowed to take revenge on whomever carried out the dastardly deed. The mystery attacker was eventually revealed to be Christian Cage of the Patriarchy, claiming he did so to usurp Taz as Hook's father. Failing to see the airtight logic in that one, Hook began an intense rivalry with Cage. To whatever extent it may be relevant, Hook also returned from a brief hiatus, though it's unknown if this was due to a minor injury or just a lack of creative. Hook's last match came on the September 25th Dynamite Grand Slam in a winning effort against Roderick Strong, retaining and then retiring the FTW Championship. He resurfaced on December 4's Dynamite to call out Nick Wayne, reigniting his feud with the Patriarchy. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe button right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.